Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's time to introduce you to my better half. Curmudgeons Better Half is a 12.7% bourbon barrel aged old ale from Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now, it's been 6 years since Founders last released this beer, and that's a long time. That's like 10 seasons of The Bachelor. Regardless of that, this is the 5th in Founders Barrel Age series, following KBS, Backwoods Bastard, Dank Wood, and Barrel Runner. Now, those first 4 releases seem to have been shot out of a cannon. They came out within the first 6 months of the year, so we had to wait a little while for this one. So this time around, the Barrel Age series releases an old ale, and it's the bourbon barrel aged version of Founders Curmudgeon. And these aren't your ordinary bourbon barrels. These are maple syrup bourbon barrels, which if you've heard of something called CBS, then maple bourbon barrels might just ring a bell. Now, to just give you a little bit of a background on what an old ale is, it's a dark beer. It's known for its fruitiness and intense malt flavor. So now that you know a little bit about the beer and its style, let's take a look at the label. Then we'll move on to the beer where I can give you a little bit better idea of what it's about. Just before we jump into the label, I just wanted to say I picked this up as a 4-pack from Founders Tap Room in Detroit. It was $16.60 plus deposit, so about $17. That's MSRP. That's what you should see it at when it hits shelves near you. Now we're going to jump into the label on this bottle. It's a black label, has a nice silver embossing. This is the first silver embossing that Founders has done on one of these Barrel Age Series beers. It has the Barrel Age Series logo here, again embossed in silver, and it's Founders Curmudgeons Better Half. It has the curmudgeon. If you recognize him from Founders Curmudgeon, he's the fisherman. He's sitting down here, it looks like, to breakfast. There's his ship behind him, and his wife is there with a pitcher of maple syrup. And in front of him is a stack of pancakes with a nice pat of butter on it. And it says on the bottom, old ale brewed with molasses and aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. And it has Founders Brewing Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan, the contents, which are 12 fluid ounces. And on the back here, it has the 2018 release signifier, and it also says, what tames an old ale like Curmudgeon? The tender embrace of oak and sweet maple, that's what. The result is Curmudgeons Better Half, a harmonious matrimony of our deceptively smooth old ale, brewed with molasses and time spent aging in bourbon barrels that have previously held maple syrup, because all counterparts should be sweet, rich, and utterly delicious. And then it has the date it was bottled on, which was August 15th, 2018. I'm recording this on August 26th. I picked it up on the 24th when it was released, and it says 12.7% alcohol by volume. So just to point out, like all the other Founders Barrel Age series releases, this has a gold cap. Now, they've all had gold caps. All the Founders Barrel Age series have had a gold cap, so that's just kind of the Barrel Age series, thing that kind of sets it apart. I'm going to go ahead and crack this open. Also on the bottom, foundersbrewing.com, and brewed for us. So let's crack that open, and inside, I can already smell the molasses. That says Founders Barrel Age Series, just says Barrel Age Series on the inside. Let's set the opener and the cap to the side. Let's give it a nose right out of the bottle here. Yeah, it smells, you get a lot of the bourbon, but you smell a lot of molasses as well. I'm going to be using my Founders Better Half glass that I picked up at the tap room. This was $10. So if you go to either tap room, Grand Rapids or Detroit, you can expect to pick this up for $10 if that is, fits your desire or whatever. So let's go ahead and pour this. So out of the bottle, it's coming a lot lighter than I thought, but it is a nice dark kind of caramel brown. And in the glass here, it's collecting. I'm just going to go ahead and pour the whole bottle. Ooh, spit a little bit, got a drop there, but it's collecting a little bit more of a darker, almost a kind of a wine color. Not a lot of carbonation streaming up from the bottom. It is insanely clear, and it has a really nice head, a off-white, kind of almost khaki, like brownish colored head, but it looks a lot like wine or almost like a bourbon. And we'll just set this over to the side here and put a better nose on it in the glass. Yeah, picking up a lot on the bourbon. Not getting a lot of malty characteristic, maybe a tiny bit, but I'm getting a lot of kind of molasses in there as well. So a lot of bourbon, a lot of molasses. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Wow, very sweet up front, very thick. Has a really nice thick mouthfeel. It's almost borderline syrupy. It's very sweet. The upfront taste is very sweet. I'm getting a lot of that molasses. There is like a rich fruitiness to it as well. And the bourbon's there. It's in the tail end. It's in the finish. It is a little bit boozy. I can feel the alcohol kind of like evaporating off my tongue when I take a breath in while I'm talking about this. But it's really sweet. I was not expecting it to be this sweet. It's really smooth. It's almost like when you take an inhale, if you sip it and take an inhale at the same time, that alcohol is almost like too much at that point. I almost kind of coughed on it. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of kind of dark fruit, like a raisiny kind of taste. Getting a lot of molasses, not a whole lot of, not picking up on a lot of maltiness, which I thought I would pick up on a lot more. It's slightly in there a little bit, but then again, it's, like I said, so sweet up front. You get that kind of dark fruit, raisiny kind of taste. It's sweet. And then the finish is, you get that bitterness, that alcohol bitterness. You can tell this is a 12.7% alcohol beer. It's not subtle in any way. I mean, none of these barrel-aged series beers have been subtle. I would probably rank this, if I had to rank so far between all of them, I'd say KBS I've liked the most, and I would say Barrel Runner I've liked the least. I would rank this right underneath KBS. I thought KBS this year was excellent. And I'm almost getting like this licorice kind of quality to it in the very tail end as it warms up, but I can tell after drinking those few sips, it's really warming my chest up quite a bit. But yeah, I like this one. Again, I like it. I would say KBS, Curmudgeons Better Half. I would probably say Dank Wood under that. I'm almost forgetting Backwoods Bastard. Let me start over. I'd say KBS, Curmudgeons Better Half, Backwoods Bastard, then Dank Wood, and then Barrel Runner. I think this one and Backwoods Bastard are really similar. I think for me, I would almost, those are neck and neck. I still think KBS is the best one so far this year, but I think Backwoods Bastard and Curmudgeons Better Half are really close for a second place tie. I would really pretty much tie them. I think they're both really good. And then I would say Dank Wood is my favorite of the IPAs that they've done. And then I would say Barrel Runner is my least favorite, but mostly because of the rum. I'm not a big rum fan, but this one is top notch, very quality. If you've loved the Barrel Age series so far, I'm sure you're going to love this one because it's got, like I said, it's got that nice sweetness to it. It just kind of is a really nice, smooth package. It's a sipper. Obviously, you're not going to be down in these. You're not going to drink the 4-pack in one sitting. You're going to share it with friends. You're going to break it out for a special occasion. It's definitely a special occasion kind of beer. I wouldn't say it's a dessert beer because it's not rich. It's not like chocolatey like I would think or that I would look for in a dessert beer. But I think, for a sipper, this is a perfect choice for that. All right, friends, that has been Curmudgeon's Better Half from Founders. Now, we only have one more Barrel Age series in this year until we have to wait until 2019. So do you have any idea what that could be? Or if you've tried Curmudgeon or Curmudgeon's Better Half, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. While you're down there, you can find links to my social media, some merch. I have a custom Draft Therapy Tiku glass, and links to all the gear that I use to make these videos, and of course, a link to my blog at drafttherapy.com. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.